And, first of all, I would like to express my greeting for all of you. Please have a very pleasant evening. And also, I'm very happy to again meet all of you in my class, online class. At the same time, I wish you all of you happy Vesak, because right now we are celebrating Vesak. Today we have Vesak celebration here this evening and tomorrow, because in USA basically they celebrate that all the function weekend, because weekdays they are very busy. Nobody wants to come to attend any ceremony, so that all the temple they organize their activities the weekend. Then today, therefore, maybe today first class I take, second class I may not able to conduct second class because I had to join other activities. Okay, this evening, according to tomorrow's situation, I let you know about the classes. Okay, I send the message. If I have availability tomorrow morning, I'll conduct the classes. Otherwise, I may cancel the class. Okay, I let you know early.
Okay.
Okay. How today? Let us discuss again the sutta name Jāgara Sutta. You have the Kati Jāgaratang Sutta, Kati Suttesu Jāgara. Kati Rajam Adeti, Kati Parisujjati, Pancha Jāgaratam Sutta, Pancha Suttesu Jāgara, Panchahi Rajam Adeti, Panchahi Parisujjati. This sutta, today we can discuss a little bit again. The Jāgara Sutta, like the Kati Chinda Sutta, because we discussed some other few sutras early. Then, if you're concerned, when we discuss of this sutta, Jāgara Sutta, it is quite similar to Kati Chinda Sutta. Maybe there are other sutta. The formality, the structure of the sutta is same, quite same, because basically the deity, one of the deity come down or approach Buddha. Then the first verse, at the beginning they explain how they come, how that deity visit to Buddha. First, they explain where Buddha was uttered that sutta, where the Buddha delivered that sutta, like that. Those information comes the first paragraph first. Then after, one of the deity who visit to Buddha raise question. Then one verse, there are basically two verses. One was allocated. One is or deity riddles. He asks riddle or question his problem. The first question, explain deities' questions. Then second verse explain Buddha's reply. That is the structure. That is how it form up or delivered like that sutra. That is why it is proceeding. The suttas proceeding progress quite similar to other sutta like Kati Chinda Sutta. The first of which is deities riddle. It's meaning first verse allocating indicates deities riddles or question or problem, followed by the Buddha's answer. The second one followed by the Buddha's answer. Just here, Kati Jāgara Sutta. Kati Suttesu Jāgara. This is how he raised his question. Five sleep while others wakes. The five sleep while others wake. Kati rajam adeti katihi parisujjati. Five wake among the sleeping. Two questions. Answer is that by five you gather doesn't. By five you are cleansed. Here Raja means the dust of defilement. Buddha, no, Kati Jāgara, how many sleeps that I explained. I gave translation the reply. The question is how many sleep while others awake? How many sleep? It's meaning five wake while five wake up, five sleep. While five sleep, five wake up, like that. The questions: how many sleep while others wake? How many wake among the sleeping? By how many do you gather? That it is meaning how many ways do you gather? Do you collect? What you call it? Defilement, or the dust of defilement. Then how many by using or by how many ways will you purify it? Do you cleanse those defilements? They are the questions and answer. Two verses. The first verse is for riddles. The second verse for is reply. Buddha answer. How Buddha answer? How Buddha reply those riddles or question. Riddle is here. Sometimes it has another meaning. Also, you can riddle. Riddle means RIDDLE. Riddle indicating is a question or is a problem. The Buddha's answer in both the sutta plays on the five number. If you concern Kati Chinda Sutta, And also, when you concern Jāgara Sutta, and in both sutta, placed on the number 5, number 5. 5 wakes while 5 asleep. That is the number wise, it is a 5 both. In both suttas, the mention 4 set of 5. 4 sets of 5. Then, however, in Jāgara Sutta, the pentat is it is indicate 5, number 5 pentat, P-E-N-T-A-D, pentat, refers to only 2 set of teaching, 2 set of teaching. The 5 mental hindrances, pancha nivarana, and the 5 spiritual faculties, panchendriya, as stated in the commentary. And that sutta, when you go through, sutta doesn't explain, doesn't give any account of what is the 5, what is the 5, what 5 should be cleansed by you. Never explain. How many people sleep while others awaking? Just simply number-wise, by number it has mentioned, but it hasn't given any accounts of what 5. That is why we have to get support from what is called commentaries. Each section of the Tripitaka has its own commentaries. So that when you go through, when you read certain sutras in Samyutta Nikaya, of course you have to get support, get assistance, or you have to read its commentary. To get some more information of the each sutras. Then the commentaries explain the mental hindrances, 5 mental hindrances, pancha nivarana. That is the one. Other one is 5 spiritual faculties, panchendriya. Then when 5 hindrances, sleep, and 5 faculty awakes. While 5 faculties, pancha, when 5 faculties sleep, then 5 hindrances, panchendriya, pancha nivarana awakes. That is a relation. That is how it functions according to the sutta. Therefore, additionally, we have to get understand about the 5 hindrances, pancha nivarana, and Panchendriya, five spiritual faculties. Okay. You know that five hindrances that I mentioned. What are those five? Hirako Sato-san, do you remember five hindrances?
Yes.
Panchanivarana?
Panchanivarana is
Yeah.
Kama Chanda Vyapada, Tina Mitta, Uttacha Kukucha Vichkicha.
Then what are those spiritual faculties? Indriya, Panchindriya.
It's Satta, Viriya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya.
Okay, these are the five faculties, Panchindriya, spiritual faculties. Okay, each here means sometimes just when you get understand what is five hindrances, what are the five faculties, spiritual faculties, of course, that understanding, that realization, of course, help you to liberate, to get rid of from this sansaric journey. Once you understand those principles, of course, it helps to minimize your suffering, reduce certain amount of your suffering. That is why it is very important to understand those principles, especially when you do practice meditation. It is necessary to understand these five hindrances or pancha nivarana. Always panchanivar. The panchanivar always obstructs your meditation. You cannot improve without eradicating, without overcoming, eliminating those, reducing those five hindrances. With that, if we involve with those five nivaranas, of course, you may not able to improve, go ahead on that path, the meditational path, meditating path. Therefore, we have to cut down. If you need to cut down, you have to improve your saddha. Saddha means a faith. Then saddha, sati. Saddha, sati. Sati means awareness, mindfulness. Then samadhi. Samadhi comes as centers. Viriya panya. Viriya panya. Samadhi concentration. Ekaggata, chitta ekaggata. Viriya strength. Energy. You must have the mental and bodily energy. You should be strength yourself. Then prajna. Prajna means right understanding, or wisdom. The first you have to have the develop the faith. Maybe if you need to get more information, more details of each concept, each one must search. You can search online under that names samadhi. What is samadhi? Sila, samadhi, panya, like that. there are many concepts. Then Saddha, it is very important. Saddha means confidence on Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. It is just simply not a belief, unnecessary. But we in Buddhism, we don't believe anything unnecessary, blindly. The Saddha means not a particular devotion. Sometimes you are devout. Sometimes you are very emotional. Sometimes you are very devotional. If you devote unnecessary on things, you may not get right understanding. You become a blind yourself. You cannot throw things as they truly. That is why Saddha means it is a right. You have to improve that confidence. Buddha with right understanding, not blindly. And just simply just don't believe anything, whatever we say. You have to investigate, you have to clarify. Then if you are satisfied with your clarification, go ahead. That is why Buddha explained in Kālāma Sutta, the very importance of the Kālāma Sutta. In that particular sutta Buddha explained 10 criteria, 10 conditions. Based on those 10 conditions, you should get your decision. Whether you believe, whether you accept or not, you have to, go through those what is called it, conditions or criteria. They're very important. And why? Because Buddha wanted to make you the right practitioner, right follower of his teaching. He never ever encouraged you to believe things unnecessarily or blindly. To get understand whether it is correct or not, whether it is harmful or not, whether they are beneficial for yourself and others. Like that, there are many ways, in a different ways, following his teaching. You have to clarify, you have to rectify these matters. Then if you are happy or it doesn't help, it doesn't harmful for myself and society, then go ahead. Then you are free. If the things, if the practice, if the behavior influence for my ruins, my deterioration, and others as well, societies, then don't follow, give up. Don't follow. That way Buddha told us, say in Saddha, it is a very important first factor. Based on Saddha, you will improve your confidence, your call it understanding of in Buddhism. That is the basement. It should be strong. When you develop, when you build, when you make a house, first you have to put a strong foundation. Strong foundation. Then, based on that, if you build, if you make your home house on that strong foundation, it won't collapse. It will be long last. It will be long last. Likewise, in Buddhism, when you come to the Buddhism, first you have to develop, first you have to establish this faith, Saddha strongly as a foundation of your building of that Buddhism, Buddhism house, Saddha, Sati, Sati means a mindfulness, no? It is very important. Then nowadays it is very, very popular topic in Europe, America, everywhere, in the world, everywhere we talk about mindfulness, how to develop mindfulness, how to develop mindfulness. Even in the hospital and the other institutions, the school, college, campus, university, everywhere, they practice mindfulness. Mindfulness, especially in America, everywhere they teach it. There are many masters, even American guy, because they learn, practice mindfulness, and then they, after that, they set up their own centers and they teach. They teach. Nowadays, it is very essential mindfulness practice ever before. Therefore, mindfulness means very important. Then we have to practice it. Its meaning at every moment, at every action, we should be mindful. We should be mindful. Say we are. Sometimes if you do not have the mindfulness, you forget everything. You forget something. Suppose when you're supposed to leave, or when you're supposed to go somewhere, if you do not have, if you are not aware of, if you are not, if you do not practice, if you do not maintain your mindfulness, sometimes you forget something which is very important for your journey. Suppose you're supposed to leave. You are going to leave. You are going to go your own mother country, or you are supposed to go airport, take your flight. At that moment, if you could not have mindfulness, if you do not maintain mindfulness, sometimes you may forget very necessary document. Suppose nowadays the PCR is a very important document for our journey. On the way, or then you remind, oh, what happened to me? I forget to bring. I forget to place my PCR document. Like that, on the way, when you're about to go, when you're very close to airport, suddenly you remind, remember that, oh, what happened? I forget my this and that. Why? Because of at the living time, when you're supposed to leave the place, you did not maintain mindfulness. That is why they happen every moment. You know that there's one very great sutta, Satipatthana Sutta. In that Satipatthana, they explain about the mindfulness. Gate, tite, sutte, jagarate, like that. Many postures, many actions. It's meaning whatever take place in our day-to-day life, in our lifetime, we must mindful. You should be mindful on those things. That is the indications So that is the meaning of mindfulness. Then Sila, Saddha, Samadhi, what is called Sati Samadhi. Then when you have that both, then you are in Samadhi. You are in Samadhi. Your mind is stable. Your mind is stable. No, it go here and there. Normally, basically, our mind wanders. It doesn't stay at one point. It is so difficult to keep. Then, when you have the mindfulness, if you are aware, if you are so concerned of what is happening, what is going on, then mind becomes stable. That is what we call samadhi, viriya energy, bodily and physical energy, bodily and physical energy. You must have the bodily energy. You should be strong bodily. If you are weak, if you are feeble, if you do not have the energy in body, you are so lazy, no interesting. You are not so interested to do something when you are bodily weak. If you are weak, no strength. Therefore, you have to. That is why you have to do exercise, do other something to make it strong. And also, sometimes you are not so strong mentally. Mentally, always you discuss. No, you are not so happy. When you are unhappy, there's no mental strength. Always you may try to sleep. Just you spend the time without any doing anything. Just spend the time. If you are encouraged mentally and bodily, then you are so active. Otherwise, you are inactive, no active. That is why for your activities, to be active, of course, you need that energy, that strength, both mental and body. Then such energies. Then panya, then prajna means understanding things as they truly are. These are the spiritual faculties. The spiritual faculty. If you keep them asleep, what will happen? That the hindrance will strong. Hindrances or panchanivana will be strong. Therefore, don't keep them asleep. Those faculties make them active, make them activated. Then when they activated, no chance to come others, no chance to come hindrances. They won't come. They won't appear. They won't disturb you. Then 5 hindrances is the Anupam. What is the 5 hindrances?
Kamachanda, Vyapada, Thinamidda, Udachakukucha, and Vichikitsa.
Kamachanda, Kamachanda,
desire.
Vyapada, Thinamidda, Udachakukucha, Vichikitsa. They are negative forces, what we have. Therefore, we should not maintain them. We should not maintain them. However, we have to try, we have to have an effort to remove, annihilate, overcome, produce totally.
Bhantaji, what is the process to remove these hindrances?
Pardon?
What is the process? How we can remove these hindrances?
Yes, that is yeah, that is why you need energy. You need to have a right understanding. You need to have the practice at once. Of course, nobody able to do that. Takes time, takes time. First try to understand, then remove amount by amount, part by part. Totally, completely, entirely, nobody can be done. No, it takes time. Especially for annihilation, for overcoming all those defilements or these hindrances, first we must have the right understanding, and also it's what is called it outcome when we maintain, when we have those defilements or hindrances, what will happen? Our spiritual practice, like that, you must have the right understanding. Once you understand things as they correctly, of course, you will do that. You will remove, you will eradicate that. But within 1 hour, within 1 day, even within through one lifetime, we may not able to eradicate at all. Takes time, okay, gradually. Buddha also he spent how many years, how many times he born in this world? So many times, 500 births. He born in a 500 birth time. Then he practiced and practiced. He keep on practicing. Gradually, at the end of his strengthful practice, he got understand reality. What is the truth? It takes time. Then we are very ordinary people. Then how about us? We take more time. We take more than him. We may take time more than Buddha. We are very ordinary people. Therefore, we have to understand what is the Kamachanda. Kamachanda means sensual pleasure, to attachment. That attachment for the worldly things. The attachment to please our sense organ, chakku, sota, gana, jiva, kaya, five sense, 5 faculties. We cannot give up. Nobody wants to give up to satisfy our organs, but it is a mental path, not extremely. You have to entertain, you have to satisfy, you have to please your eye, your ears, nose, tongue, and body. But what Buddha emphasizes, Buddha stressed that not to be enslaved of that satisfaction. Middle path. Totally, completely, nobody can give up entertainment or satisfaction of your sense organ bodily. What Buddha asked us to do it moderately, and not to be enslaved of that entertainment or satisfaction. When you suppose we have eye for looking for see something, no? Where you can see, you cannot control it, no? When you walk, when you travel somewhere on the way, of course, you will see many things. You will grasp, automatically it comes to you, no? But when you get some object via your sense organs, so via eye, sense of eye, yes, don't try to get more details, more information. Don't try to analyze it. If you don't need to, just give up. That is how you control your eye. Buddha never asked, Buddha never tried to stop looking. Buddha never tried to stop our seeing. You are free, you can see, you can watch, but moderately in the middle path, you have to get understand what is necessary, what is not necessary. What is important, what is not important, why spiritual path. Whether it is influence, whether it is support your spiritual assistant, spiritual development, then you can. Otherwise, it gives whatever you see, whatever you grasp through your sense of eye. First, when you have that object, you must understand. You have to clarify it. You have to examine whether it is influence for my spiritual development or not. If it doesn't support your spiritual path, then don't accommodate. Don't try to go. Don't try to analyze. Don't try to examine what is it. Just give up. Just get it as it is seen. Don't try to analyze. Don't chase after that. It doesn't influence. It doesn't. You are watching. You are seeing. It doesn't help support your spiritual path, support spiritual development. Then give up. Don't chase after that. That is how you control your sense organ. You are free. You are free, of course. You can hear, you can smell, you can watch, you can see, you can feel. You are free. We never stop. We never prohibited you. You are free. You can do it. You can go through. But it is depend on your understanding. You have to decide. You have to understand whether my hearing or smelling, seeing, watching, feeling may support my spiritual path or not. If they support your spiritual path, then continue. Otherwise, just give up. Otherwise, just give up. That is how we control our sense organ. It depends on your understanding. It depends on, if you are so enslaved, if you are so playful, of course you may not able to give up those. You chase, you look how they get. It is basically based on mature. When you mature, when you have more experience, then you know it's bad influences and positive influences. You can clarify, you can understand it's bad and positive influences. Then that clarification, that understanding, of course, help for your improvement, for your development of the path where you're working. Then Kama, Chanda, Vyapada, ill will, kama chanda, attachment, the desire, worldly pleasure, worldly thing, especially attachment, desire for satisfy our sense organs. Vyapada also particular, you can say. Vyapada, ill hatred. Then the next one, sloth and torpor, tina with Uddhacha kukucha, restlessness. That is the nature of our mind. Our mind always, it is restlessness. It's because restlessness gives us uneasiness. You're uneasy. Your mind is not stable. If your mind runs here and there, if your mind catch everything unnecessarily, that gives you uneasiness. You're unhappy, restlessness. And based on that, of course, you may not develop meditation. You will not have the awareness in your mind, restlessness. And Uddhacha kukucha, tina mid, drowsy, no? Tina mid, that thought and torpor, laziness, lazy and drowsy. That is why to remove the laziness, idleness from your body, you must have the energy, right? The strong energy, mental and bodily. Then you can be removed that. Then last one, vichikicha. Vichikicha means doubt, uncertainty, not certainty. Yeah, doubtful. We are doubtful. We have skeptical doubt. Then that doubt, of course, disturb, obstructs our practice. Obstructs. What you call it? It influences badly. Once you have, if you maintain doubtfulness, if you are always doubtful, that attitude, that behavior may not help for your spiritual development, even for your material development. Therefore, they are negative forces, negative energies. Always, when you develop negative energies, they doesn't improve your merits. They never develop your merit. Once you have the positive energies, of course, those positive thoughts, positive thinking, positive ideas, of course, help improve your merits, kusala, skillfulness and merits. Both can be developed by practicing, developing those negative, positive qualities, positive energies. Therefore, let us try to develop those negative qualities, negative energies. Okay. Then maybe I stop from this another 8 minutes. Abhidhamma class, maybe today I cannot conduct another because now I have to go down for our breakfast today. Celebrations are going to open. Vesak celebration this evening, and tomorrow all the day we have the program. Therefore, today I'm very sorry I may not be able to conduct the Abhidhamma class. next time we can conduct the class. This evening, according to our schedule, tomorrow morning, if they start early, I have to attend that ceremony. Then I'll be consult the class. Otherwise, I conduct the class. I let you know. Okay, I let you know in advance. Okay, thank you so much. How did you spend the 2 weeks holidays, vacations?
Which how did all that?
You both of you went to India. When
There
did you
was
come
a
back?
marriage ceremony.
Uh-huh.
Marriage ceremony, therefore the schedule was very busy. and we enjoyed.
Then, Hirako Mamoru, how did you spend? How did you enjoy during the holidays, vacation, class vacation?
Yes. Last weekend, we went to Hachijoji Temple for attending a Vesak ceremony.
That temple, Hachijoji Temple, they celebrated that.
Yes, last weekend.
Last weekend. Oh,
yes.
Oh, last weekend also, we also got big celebration. In the Vietnamese temple, they started the big 10-year project. 10-year project. There was 150 monks. International assembly from every school. From the monks assembled there from every school. Vietnam's and Laos, Cambodia, Thai, Sri Lankan, like that. There was a 150 monks. Very nice. 2-day celebration. I also joined last weekend. Then maybe later on I will send that all the pictures. You can enjoy with that. That big temple, Vietnamese temple, they are going to engrave Tripitaka on the stones. Then they are going to have the 850 pagodas. 850 pagodas. Then they write the Tripitaka, they engrave the Tripitaka on the stones in every few language. In few languages, Pali, Vietnam, China, English, like that, a few languages more. Then that particular engraved Tripitaka, they put the enshrine in each pagoda. Each pagoda means 850 pagodas. They built 40 acres. All the projects got 40 acres. It takes 10 years to complete. Big. The one of the great Vietnamese temple in Dallas. They are going to do that. I later send the photo and enjoy with that. Okay. Thank you so much. Before end, let us radiate our what is called it metta for everyone. Dukkhapatta jani dukkha vayapatta jani vaya sokapatta jani soka hontu sabbe pipanino. Sadhu.
Sadhu.
Thank you very much.
Bhante.
Very much.
Take care.
Yes,
See you. Okay.
See you.
Have a
Thank you
nice
so much.